With the pleasure and happiness, with our passions and desires, does it sort of open up and expand as we go through that process?
Of course.
Is it like the lid's just opening, or are we suddenly getting more awareness of what our true nature is?
Yeah, well, at the moment, what affects your passions and desires the most are your fears. So your fears are determining your life to a great degree at this point in time. And this is one of the things you don't realise. And that's why we had the 2 days in the middle talking about your fears, because it's your fears that are having the greatest negative impact on your desire, on your desires. You do have desires. Some of you have even know what they are. But even if you don't know what they are, it's all because of fear. It's all because you're afraid of something. And you know, once you work your way through those particular things and remove those things from you, your passions and desires will become obvious. And of course, they'll be a great source of happiness to you.
Yeah, and then your creativity is expressed from that.
Through that. Yeah. And then you've got not only that, but the masculine and feminine expression of that in the one soul. So, you know, you get to see it from the female half of the soul, and you get to see it from the male half of the soul as well. So you get to understand it as it truly is, you know, that how that passion gets expressed through those particular traits, those sexual traits that exist within the whole complete soul. As you know, as the two halves come together, the passions and desires increase further, and the combined activity of those two parts of the soul increases exponentially as this growth occurs.
So that's why the intensity just keeps getting more and more too.
Yes.
In a beautiful way.
Yes, but can you see that if I'm scared of overwhelming emotional intensity, none of that will probably happen, right? So another resistance. So again, we go back to that area about what are we resisting, and what negative effect are these resistances having on our life. At the moment, many of you believe that these resistances are good for you. Yeah. This is a problem, right? You believe your resistances make your life safe. So you believe not knowing the truth makes your life safe. Not having faith makes your life safe. Not having to do something that's out of the box makes your life safe. Not having to feel emotions makes your life safe. None of those things make your life safe, by the way. They actually make your life more traumatic. They make your life more difficult. They make your life quite unhappy. In fact, they make your life unsafe from God's perspective. And yet we're there believing completely the opposite of that, because we have completely the wrong definition of all of these things. Completely the wrong definition of love. And we're not connecting to the source while we have these emotions, and so we have no hope of ever improving our definition under those circumstances. Well, our alternative is to have some faith that God is good. What is it in Arabic, baby? It's Allah Akbar, isn't it? God is good. God is good. Now just settle with that for a moment. God is good. Let yourself feel that God is good. Don't just dismiss that statement. Let yourself feel it. God is good. A good parent would want to give you good things, wouldn't he? A good parent would want to give you things that would cause pleasure and happiness, wouldn't he? If you truly believed that God is good, what would you do? Wouldn't you have some trust in what God is offering, and some trust in love and trust in truth under those circumstances? Let yourself feel that God is good. Let yourself believe God is good. Let yourself act as if God is good. All right? Let yourself make that decision inside of yourself to trust God first. Let yourself believe these things. Because if you do that, you have not only the prospect of being educated in love, you have the prospect of all of these beautiful rewards. Surely a good parent would offer, if a good parent could give you these things, surely they would they not? Like if you had the ability to give your children complete happiness, complete security, a taste of their own immortality, you had the ability to help them live forever, you had the ability to do all of these different things, wouldn't you do it if you could? So why do you believe God can't? Right? If you believe in God, you must also at some point come to believe in God's goodness. Right? So this is why we focused your attention right back at the beginning on your beliefs about God. You see, most of us have quite negative beliefs about God, and as a result of that, that's affecting our choices and decisions to use our will to be loving. It is, and of course, if we don't decide to use our will to be loving, we're not going to get the rewards of being loving. And the rewards, it's not like God saying, I'm going to reward you with the carrot and belt you with a stick. It's not like that at all. The rewards of being loving are a part of the universal laws. They're all pre-established for you. They've been established before the creation of the universe. So God, you know, it's a given. It's the framework of the universe is based around these principles. But of course, if we dismiss all that, and we go, no, well, I don't believe God is good, I don't believe God can be good, and so forth, then where are you going to get your education from? The same place we've already got it from, isn't it? And most probably with the same result, right? So what I'm trying to do here is try to encourage you to understand that you can trust in God's goodness, you can trust in God's love. There are rewards for doing so, but the primary rewards are that there are so many of them that it's like you can go on for days about each reward and describe to you in detail each reward. We've done presentations in the past. There's actually I think a 4-hour video about the eternal benefits of connecting with God from years ago, and that was 4-hour discussion. I went through a lot of the rewards of receiving God's love, but that's only most of them. It's not all of them, you know. So, and at some point you've got to learn to trust that God is good. Have some faith that God is good, and that a good parent would want to give you whatever that parent can give you, given the law, given the circumstances, given what they're teaching you. Right? And God's like that. Just like you would be if you're a good parent too, right? Yeah. So that's the main thing I'd like to say to you here. There's a lot more we could tell you. We could start listing a lot of the other rewards and so forth. But I feel you know, the main point's been covered really with regard to this discussion. Would you like to ask any questions about it before we end this part of the discussion? So, Evira, thanks.
Why has this topic generated the most emotion in the room?
Whenever I start talking about God being good, you all of you start having some kind of awareness that maybe that's true. And it triggers quite a lot of emotion. And then, of course, God's love can flow, and that triggers you even more. Right? And then we've got our spirit friends that are here when I'm talking about this issue. The whole condition of the room gets elevated to another place as well. So you all become more open to feeling that perhaps that's true, more open to being inspired, influenced by your spirit friends who know that to be true, and so forth. So naturally you're going to feel more emotionally from it.